marriage until Brenay came in. He was shaking his head. And so, as saying that, this is not true, that they had issues in their marriage, right? So, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Her opening was so good, it probably was literally about 10 minutes, if not a little bit longer, but it was very good. Brenay gets up, and she basically was like, hold up, let me go back, because this is gonna be key. Let me go back. So Robin also paints in the opening how Brenay pretty much came in the middle of that marriage, and the marriage, they separated because of her. She pointed out how you see where Tim's sitting. He over there sitting with the defendant, and she said, not even a month after my client and her then husband divorced, she marries Tim. I knew that was gonna come out. That was gonna come out. She pointed out how her client, talking about Akira, had to take out restraining orders, 3, for her and her 2 children. That's what make it 3. It's one for her son, one for her daughter. And she considered, she pointed that out. So we got into like so Brenay stands up and does her opening statement to the juror. Yeah, when I tell you it was like this, the only good thing that I would say that she said in her opening that was good was the fact she said that we're here for the facts, not sympathy. That was like the only thing she said that was good. And then she said, and you will see the facts. And she was done. It's like she didn't have, I don't know what facts she got. She got all of these messages. And to be honest, y'all, like, I've never seen a case like this before. I've been talking about this case for over a year, and to me, and I think it's a supporter named Kayla who's been here. She got on the elevator. She was like, Goddess, you've been spot on. To actually me have no knowledge of the evidence of what we was actually hearing today, and for me to be spot on with this trial is insane. Like, the way that I saw it and the way that I was giving it to you guys, y'all, it was like how it was happening. It probably wasn't 100%, but I told you I was somewhere near the bullseye. It was like, that's crazy to me. So they go to talking. Akira, like, Robin did an excellent job because that was her opening, right? So now she has to show the people that this was something. Babe, when I say you, there were pictures. There's so many exhibits. Like, I thought it was like 100 and something, y'all. We over in 200 and something. We are over literally in 200 and something exhibits. Those are the pictures, and I'm afraid that we not done. Like, it was crazy. I think it was like 270 something, but so far so she started asking Akira about her marriage with Tim. And so first she asked her about her relationship with Brenay. She immediately started crying. You can tell she hurt. You can tell she still hurt. The level of betrayal is nothing that we can fathom. And when I say we can't fathom, like, to know that it was that deep, and for people be like, oh, people cheat all the time, baby, and not in this magnitude, and it being recorded every step of the way. This was like hitting below the belt type of stuff. And when I say hitting below the belt, it hits below the belt. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing Brenay could say to fix this because they played a recording. We've only seen 2 videos. Robin says she got 50. I know the judge wants this wrapped up by the end of the week. I don't know. Because if this ain't wrapped up by the end of the week, y'all, we probably be over into Monday. No lie. So she gonna try to have it, but we may be here to Friday. Well, I ain't saying everybody else, but I'm just saying I'm gonna be here to Friday for sure. If we ain't done, like I'm Wednesday, I'm gonna know because I'm gonna be tomorrow. I'm gonna know. But we only did 2 videos. Akira is still on the stand, and Robin is still talking to Akira. That's just one witness. You know how many people was subpoenaed? So she goes in and we do one video. The first video of is them in the car. So y'all remember the video where Kira is driving in the car. She tells Brenay she's a passenger princess. They played that video. That's the video Brenay recorded. That kind of paint and shows like the type of relationship her and Akira has, right? The type of relationship her and Akira has, right? Akira. Of course, Tim was at school. I did not know that Tim was at school and he was staying on campus. About it, she talked about that Tim's goal was to go to the NFL, and if he didn't go to the NFL, then he wanted to coach for a college team. So they had a plan. She said when they got married. So she was like, that's our plan. The attempt to go to college first. She do what she's supposed to do, take care of everything. She was the breadwinner. She made sure Tim had what he needed. She took care of everything. Tim graduated, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she said and make you feel away or anything, but she was like, make you feel away or anything, but she was like, oh, she was like, how many times you was intimate with your husband, like on this trip? Because I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if that was like December, y'all. So she was like, whenever I wanted, I got it, and whenever he wanted, he got it. Akira daddy said, I got to go. So Akira daddy got up and left. So then she said, well, it was pretty much, she said they were intimate at least like 2 times out of the day. 2 times out of the day. You have to understand where Robin was going when she was saying it, because she has to, make sure that the judge understands that there was love and affection inside of their marriage. Brenay claims that there was not love and affection inside of their marriage, but it was. And she said, well, did you sleep with your husband, in this month? She said, I did. Did you sleep with your husband this month? She said, I did. Literally up January, she was sleeping with her husband. She had slept with her husband up until April of 2024. She had slept with her husband up to April of 2024. And then she stated that in January, that's when she found out she was pregnant, because she went to the bathroom. She had passed the baby. She lost the baby and didn't know she was pregnant. She said she took a picture, sent it to she took a picture, saved it, made a doctor's appointment. The doctor confirmed that she most definitely was pregnant and she had miscarriage. During the time that Tim was over there with Brenay, because y'all know we saw him a lot, he was trying to get Akira pregnant again. He was literally, he had told he was gonna put a baby in her. It was in the text messages on the screen that we can see, and there was a bunch of messages that they had between them. She talks a lot about, how uncomfortable she was with Brenay being there, how Brenay ended up there. Brenay was there twice. The first time that she was there, Akira say, because they asked, well, why was she there? It was, she wanted to come to spend the holidays with them. She didn't want to go with her family for the holiday. Brenay didn't want to go. And this paints some clarity as to, we asked, well, why she couldn't be with her family. That girl said that Brenay told her that her family, she has to financially, help them all the time. I guess this is during the time that y'all know it makes sense, y'all, because y'all remember that Brenay got into it with her family during this time. She had a big blowout with the family. She talked about she really wasn't, her and her brother had gotten into it. She felt like her mama favored Korean more than she favored her. Said that Kayla was a lesbian and her mama was a woman of God, and she felt the way about Kayla being like that, but that's her child. When I tell you that girl had said so much stuff, but why would Akira make that up? That's the question. Why would Akira just sit on the stand and make that up? And why would she be on the stand lying? So Brenay had told her all of this stuff. So she allowed Brenay and Devin to come and spend the holidays with her and her family. And the second time she said, I allowed Brenay to come to my house because Tim called all hysterical saying that Devin bucked up and wanted to put hands on Brenay. And she said, and I found that to be a lie. And y'all know they said they had concocted up this story so that she could come over there and stay the night. So I guess when she went this time, she didn't want to leave. So she went over to Akira's home, and Akira said, well, Robin said, well, why did you even allow her to come? And she said, because it was said to me it was a domestic violence situation. And so, but she gave context to that even more, and she said she watched her mama go through, a DV type situation, and it was more verbal than anything. And she was like, she didn't like it. So the thought of that was happening to her friend, she allowed her to come over and stay in the home. So she was like, it got to the point where just Brenay had just started crossing boundaries. And so Robin asked her, well, what do you mean crossing boundaries? And she was like, well, she was fixing Tim plates instead of fixing her husband plate. Or she'll be sitting over here with my husband instead of sitting over there with her husband. And she talked about during the time Brenay stayed in the home. This funny part. This was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. She wasn't trying to be funny, but it was funny. She said Brenay stayed out, in the front part of the house, of the living room. And she was like, with a trail of snacks, just in bottles. What we see Brenay do on live. Yeah, a trail of snacks in bottles, just there. And, she had these oversized shirts, she said, but they still were tight. And she told her, well, you need to put on a bra. Brenay said she could, it was hard for her to wear a bra because she had back pain. And she said she said something about her pants. She said volleyball shorts. That's how she described the shortness of Brenay's pants. And she said, I shouldn't see your pants off in your crouch and your booty cheeks. And she said, I said something, to Brenay, but of course, we know how Brenay is. She don't listen. So she was like, she said something to Devin, telling Devin, to, get your wife. Whew. So she was like, she had got uncomfortable within her own home. She was talking to Tim about it. She had asked Brenay to leave. Brenay told her, Tim wants me here. Tim wants me here. Tim wants her here. She wouldn't leave. So she said she got in her car and she was driving. She noticed her mama license plate and she saw her mom and her grandmama. And she said that her way of coping is piercing and tattoos. She said she had so many facial piercing till her grandmama looked at her and was like, what the hell going on with you? And she was like, she's a very emotional person. She was like, she burst out, into tears. And, she just kept telling her, no, it's okay. She's going to, figure it out. But basically, she did tell her that Brenay was there, the situation with Brenay. And she was like, no, I'm going to come over. And she kept telling her no. So she said grandma came to a house. When her grandma came to the house, she looked and saw how the house was nasty because of Brenay. And she said she took her kids in the room because she just didn't know what was going to happen. And her grandma and Brenay got to arguing. She said when her grandma and Brenay got to arguing, she told her to leave the house. Brenay told her the same thing she had said to Akira. Tim wants her there and she wasn't going nowhere. So she was like, she don't like all that conflict and people arguing and stuff like that. It bothers her. And she was like, at one point she just started crying. She got real lightheaded. She was on the floor just, bawling because it was just too much with the grandmama and Brenay just going back and forth. And she was like, at some point, Brenay pushed the grandmama and she told Akira, you need to come and get your grandmama. You need to come and get your grandmama. And the grandma said something to her but told her, you gonna find out why they call me Big Shirley. Now, in the midst of her talking, she had said something like, when Kira was talking and was trying to tell her, she looked at her and said bullshit because she already knew. So she was like, she was going to call the police. She said Tim dotted the house. And when he dotted the house, Brenay was with him. The man left and Brenay was in the car with him. And she was like, it was so hurtful because you could have taken your kids, to remove your kids out of the situation that was going on. But you left with Brenay. You left with Brenay. And she was like, during the time her grandma was arguing, she was calling her mama, her daddy, her stepdad. They was she couldn't get hold to her dad. Her mom and stepdad was at church calling her brother. But by the time they got her called, everybody came at one time. So Tim fled. Everybody came at one time. So Tim fled. Tim fled. She was basically she don't know what he gonna do. You do whatever you want to do. In that moment, she was upset. She didn't want. She just wanted him to. It's like she wanted him to be. She wanted to be at peace. And so, Robin was asking her, start asking her, did you sleep with your husband during this time that, she was like, they had talked about the first infidelity and they was working to, to try to resolve. And she was like, I described our marriage. She said, I thought we had a beautiful marriage. And when you listen to her talk about their marriage and their relationship, they most definitely appear to have had a very good relationship. And so, like, they got the tattoos on the back of their arms together. She stated that when they send text message to each other, they always send "I love you" with one word, as one word, with no space. That signified that nothing would come between their love for each other. So that's why they used to send "I love you" back with no spaces in between. She talked about how she described her and Tim's marriage as them being like so in tune with each other that she was like, that was her best friend. And she was like, in that moment of her going through what she was going through, she had nowhere to turn. She had nobody. She felt like not so much she didn't feel like she had nobody to talk to, but she said Tim was my best friend. And she said, and I couldn't talk to my best friend because he was the one who was causing me such pain. That was like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? And she said, in my eyes, we were like two big kids that understood each other. They understood each other language. They understood, each other and the things that they done. She painted the picture of how Tim was. She said Tim was home with the exception of him being off at school. And the issue for them was the distance, that he was off in college and where she lived. She said that he was very loving. He did things with the kids. He spent time with the kids. She talked about the baby boy, him doing fishing, doing more outdoors. She showed pictures, Robin showed pictures of, a lot of family time that, like, when I tell you them people Tim and Akira made memories. They made memories. They were your average, what you would want as it relates to having a wholesome family, spending time together. And I'm going to tell you what that girl said. She said, my husband made the decisions. Although we may have a trip and I paid for it, but he made the decision for everything as it relates to their household. And she said, my mom can tell you, if my mom wanted, she knew she had to get with Tim. Yeah. And she kept saying, well, I come from the old school way. And she said, my parents raised me this way, and she talked about how they raised her. And she stated that Tim and her was supposed to do 50-50. Like, when I say Tim failed in his marriage, he failed in his marriage, he failed in his children's life, he failed himself. And I really feel like, I've said this before, I feel like that when Tim didn't go to the NFL, I thought he didn't have a backup plan. I thought there was no plan B. The plan B was, if he didn't go to the NFL, for him to coach for college. Well, plan B failed. Shit. And he ain't had nothing else he could do. Plan B failed. And therefore, Tim just couldn't get it back together. He just could not rebound from that. Like, the plans failed. So when it was Akira's turn to really do what they set out to do, she ended up having to drop out of school, because she did start school, but she ended up having to drop out. It was just so much going on because of Tim not holding up his end of the bargain. That girl said she paid every bill. And I'm going to tell you, can't nobody lie and say that girl didn't, because Tim mama got on Facebook. There's a Facebook post out there. If y'all see that Facebook post, please tell me. Get that Facebook post to me, because I want to show you guys. She said, thank you to my daughter in love for holding it down. Now it makes sense. Now we can plug that message right here, because the way that girl held her husband down and held up her end of the bargain as a wife to her husband and her family, there was so much on her. She said she worked 2 jobs. 2. The level of, not only that, her mom stepping in to make sure that Akira had what she need, and Akira made sure Tim had what he needed. The financial responsibility was so great. Do you hear me? The financial responsibility, and that's how I'm going to say it. The financial, the investment that was made into Tim's career, they really put in the effort to make sure Tim had what he need. Just for it to end like this. They did. A lot of money was spent. And I'm literally talking about, hell, it could have rolled over into triple digits. That is so sad. And she said, I gave everything. That girl said, I gave my all to my marriage. She said, I did. And she said, we got married early, shortly after we got pregnant. And we ended up with 2 babies. And she was like, I didn't have the money. And I told y'all this. Akira don't have the money that Brenay had to do the things that Brenay does for Tim. I told y'all that. That girl sat on that stand today and basically said what I just knew. She said that we had a family and our money went into maintaining. We needed to be more financially stable. If Akira and Tim were more financially stable, Brenay wouldn't been able to come in the way that she came in and was an additive to the problem. You understand what I'm saying? Because now, yeah, he cheated before, but they worked through that. He did. He cheated before, but they worked through that. She made the decision to work that out with her husband. Even with finding the stuff that she had on Brenay, he still decided that they was going to, work through it and fix it. So what happened? You know what I'm saying? Brenay happened. It happened the way that I really thought that it happened. And ain't nobody can convince me otherwise to say any different. Is that girl came in and made it convenient for that man to walk away from his family. Argue with y'all mamas, don't argue with me. She came in, I told y'all she used the money to seduce Tim. And Akira said the only issue that they struggled with really was finances. Who had finances? Brenay. Akira said, Robin asked her about what is Brenay's job? And she was like, no shame, no, really, I know people do content creation or whatever, but that's not a real job to me. And she said, well, she rephrased the question. She said, well, what does Brenay do for a living? That girl said, she eat all day. She eat all day. She shit. What she say? She shit. She shop. And she record herself just doing everything. Y'all, I could have fell out the chair. Cause she was so serious when she said it, like she was not playing. Baby, she was so serious. She said she eat all day. Here you go. I know some of y'all had asked the question. I had seen y'all. I'm going to try to see if I can do it. This Brenay sitting over there. Like this. She was mad trying to ask some. You know how she do? Y'all know how, she like that in real life. She is like that in real life. And y'all talked about it so bad with that jumpsuit on. She tried to come in looking better than she did yesterday. She had on a pinstripe shirt today. And she had on like some little pleather pants. And she just, she's so short. Oh my God, that girl is short, short. And she kept trying to, pull them up. She'll get up and pull them up and try to, keep them up. But she told her that's what she does. She basically stated that this girl had over 3 million followers across all of her platforms. If you add them all together, she has about over 3 million followers. That's crazy. Akira never wanted her life to be in the limelight like this. Brenay brought it to the limelight by discussing her. Robin brought that out in her opening as well. That Brenay had put out that, put Akira's marital issues on social media for the World Wide Web to see. She talks about how Akira lived a private life, but because of this lawsuit and Brenay having a huge following, that it caught a lot of attention and that Akira has been thrust into the limelight. And not only that, I'm going to tell y'all what was so hurtful was that Robin pointed out how Brenay has built her marriage on Akira's tears. She said she built her marriage on Akira's tears and her children's tears. And didn't lie. And didn't lie not one bit. Because she did. She built that her marriage off Akira's tears. When I tell y'all Robin, I can't remember everything Robin said word for word, but it's coming back. I was like, oh my God, when I tell you that opening was pew, 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 like power punching. Brenay was sitting over there, and then when Robin had got them videos, they had asked they asked the question about I done tore my thing up. Did I? Oh no, I didn't. They asked the question. I just lost my train of thought. It was power punch. I'm trying to see what else they had asked. This is coming back to me like what Robin did. Man, if y'all from North Carolina and y'all need an excellent ass attorney, Robin Netta B. Jones. Robin Netta B. Jones. The judge thought he had her today too. It's the words. He was talking about the words being on the film. She said, Your Honor, can you give me, she says, no problem. Your Honor, can you give me a minute for my team to fix the slide? They did like literally. I'm talking about literally. I love seeing stuff like that. They took the words out because it says defended, plaintiff and defendant before the affair or something like that. And he wanted her to take the words out. And if you don't know, some judges will allow that, some judges don't. It just all depends on, who you work. What you do with one person, you may not be able to do with the other. So you have to kind of figure out what the judges like and don't like. I have judges like that. My judges have been like that. Brenay's just sitting there. Attorney Robin, this is what I was going to say. Attorney Robin had the videos, and so she had to show Brenay like this real life stuff. She had to show Brenay what she was finna show Akira. So she showed her that. Then she take it over there to Akira, have Akira look at it, and then she say, does this show she said, ask her, what is this? And Akira responds to what it is. And she say, is it accurate? And it's like it has not been altered in any way. Akira say, yes, it's accurate information. So she was like, it had like a lot of stuff had already been omitted because it's so much files. So she was like, well, can I produce? She said, well, can I produce it to the juror? And so basically when they're producing it to the juror, mean that they're gonna, and he say yes, that mean they're gonna put it on the screen. So they put it on the screen. when they put the second video on the screen, you guys, and this is where it just got really nasty and disgusting. And then I'm going to talk to y'all about the juror's expression. So when they put it on the screen, when it started playing, they started having some technical difficulties. But when it played, all we heard was get it from the side, the front, the back, like that. That's what we heard. And then they had to cut it so that they can make sure that the volume was up. Baby, that was enough for juror number 2. Juror number 2 said, oh, Basically, I ain't gonna lie to you, her expression was like, oh, hell no. We saw this right here. We looked over, and the bailiff walked over to her, because it was a bailiff on this, and then it was a bailiff in the back where we were. So he walks over to the judge, and he tells the judge something, and so the judge says, I need all the jurors to get up and exit the room. And he was like, don't talk to each other about the case. Don't even try to speculate what we talking about in here. So they leave out. Juror number 2 says, Your Honor, I can't do this. Basically, she was like, I cannot do this. She was an older Caucasian lady. I'm going to say around the age of 60-ish. Maybe 55, late 50s, early 60s. She said, I am sitting and my stomach been in knots just listening to, basically just listening to Akira talk, because that's who all been talking. And she was like, I keep telling myself, she said, Judge, I'm trying so bad. She said, I'm trying so bad. And she said, I keep telling myself, okay, it's okay, just kind of mentally talk herself through it. And she was like, but if we playing this, stuff like this is the evidence. She said, I can't do that, Your Honor. She said, this is very disturbing. And so he was like, we ain't even played the video yet. She said, no, the little bit that I heard. She said, the little bit that I heard, and we heard it. We heard Brenay say that she want him to hit it from the back, the side, and the front. That lady was like, I can't take no more. It's very disturbing. It was disgusting. It was very nasty when we finally did hear it. Listen, when I tell you the lady was hysterical, like, I'm not capping. She was hysterical. She described her emotions, what she was feeling. It sounded like it could have been triggering to her as well. And she was just like, y'all, I watched that lady turn over her badge. He excused her. She just said, I can't do it. But she was holding, she was crying. She had started, she was emotional where she was starting to cry. But when she got she had to come by us, because they didn't let her go out the door that she came in. They took her past us. When she made it to the door and the bailiff was getting ready to escort her, that lady broke. I watched that lady with my own 2 eyes. She was shaking. It was too much. Y'all, I'm telling y'all how serious this is in the court for us to watch it. So we're not over exaggerating. I ain't seen no stuff like this. You would thought this was blood and guts. It was disgusting and disturbing. It really is. The mental image of that. So she's shaking, going out, and she broke down at the door where she was literally crying. I know she hurt for Akira, because we all was in there hurting for Akira. You couldn't do nothing but cry. The jurors were doing this right here. They was watching. One lady lift up her leg. She was wiping her eyes. One lady turned red. And then, this the thing too between African Americans and Caucasian people. We can get mad and you have to see us frown. Their emotion shows and they turn a different color. They turn a different color. So you can clearly see how they're feeling. It was no poker face. It probably one man in there, he looked like he about 70. That I would say has a poker face. But everybody else, when Robin was talking and when they were selling about that Brenay and Tim is now married, they joke. They like, you should have saw them people face. I don't know how she's gonna. I mean, this ain't even on sympathy. This is literally on facts. They played the video, so Robin and them get the video going. This is what she meant in the interrogatory when she asked Brenay, did she just know? Did she realize that in the video she said they just finished having sex? Here go, Brenay. Objection. That's not what I said. They say, because Akira repeated it. You know what I'm saying? And then she was saying like that wasn't it. Babe, let me tell you what Robin B. Netta and them did. Rewind it. Do you hear me? She rewinded for the juror. Renee said, that ain't what she said. Robin Netta said, oh, we can rewind it. Let's go. Let's play it back. And then she said, let's go back to the so many minute mark. And then and played again. And that was the thing. Like I would have just wouldn't say nothing, because to play it over and over again just made it worse and worse every single time. Like we can hear you clearly. We can hear you clearly saying you just got through hunching on that man in that woman's house while she in the bed sleep with her children in the other room sleep. And the husband up hitting it. She was so, let me tell y'all, it was so nasty. She was so explicit with it. Y'all, in the document, it say female gentle throb. Baby, she said Pussy. You make, she just got through having sex with the man. Y'all got to look. Hold on a second. All we see, this how we see it, because I'm gonna demonstrate how she was actually laying down. She laying down like this. I don't know what she was laying on, but she laying down like this, and the phone up like this, and up above her head is a painting. It's a painting, and she recording herself. We see Tim in the background in the video. She recording herself now. I'm thinking initially when it started. Hold on, cause on my phone, Siri want to be on. I'm thinking in my head when I read the court documents that, hold on, wait a minute, because I'm gonna stay right here for a minute. I'm thinking initially when I read the court documents that she at her house and done sent some messages to Tim. She in these folks' house on they shit. Let me say that. Recording herself talking about Tim and her encounter. All of a sudden you see Tim ass in the back of the video with a damn white t-shirt on. He done walked like he done walked off, and he at the back like all you see is his backside. She laying down talking in the camp, like whispering in the. At first I thought she was in the damn bathroom. She laying down. And then we don't know who house it is until Akira, after the video plays, and Akira states that's her house. Matter of fact, let me do this. This gonna be even better.
How did she gotta give us a break? This is too funny. Jesus.
Y'all see, hold on a second. Y'all see that painting right there? She like this. I can't wait to be even though we just got through having sex, you know, I just want it all the time. That dick, so she talked about his penis being so thick. You can get it from the front, the back, and the side. And you make my PUSSY throb when we in the car. I mean, she was like damn near moaning. When we in the car and your hand on my thigh, it just make my PUSSY. It's just, it just I just start throbbing immediately. I'm like, what the picture above her head. So Akira started back talking. I can't make this up. Like, we watching her in 4K. Just like that. Like, that's the whole demonstration of what it was like watching Brenay. She looked like she had been having sex. She looked so rough. Akira say, that's my home. That's my living room. And she says, how I know that's my living room because of the painting on the wall. And she stated that she had did a sip and paint. They did a sip and paint as a couple. And the painting had sentimental meaning. Brenay. Because they asked her about, did she have any objection to the video being played before they played it. She's sitting there. No, Your Honor. Robin came over there with that laptop to show her what she was finna play before she played it. Brenay looked at it and said, Robin walked out. When Robin walked out, Brenay said, baby, she can't stand Robin. Robin on her neck with the heel. Baby, when I tell you that heel, baby, the heel. She on her neck with the heel. With the heel.
Can you clear up one thing real quick? Because I'm getting messages from a lot of people. Can you let them know? Because people thinking that it's like a camera that was in the house. Can you let them know that was Brenay recording?
That was Brenay recording her damn self, which is so weird. It was no camera in the house. Brenay, y'all, I was so shocked. Remember that the document says that Brenay can be seen in self-recorded videos. Brenay just got through having sex with the man in Akira's house, and she got her phone talking about it. And she sent it to Tim. Because, and how Akira got a hold of it, let's talk about that. So how Akira got a hold of it was in January. Go back to the court documents. In January, Akira said she was doing her and Tim's taxes. And she had to use the computer to do whatever because of the way she was trying to do it wasn't working. So you know how, like, when you're doing your taxes, for anybody who does their own taxes, I'm one of them that does mine. You can upload a document, right? But you have to, when you save it and then you pull that document to upload it, it pulls up. Well, when the document pulled up, it pulled up a file of stuff. And when it pulled up a file of stuff, not only did she retrieve the document that she was trying to upload for the taxes, hell, she pulled up the file that the other stuff that was in the computer as it relates to Brenay stuff that they had been doing was also was there. And she said, I watched it and she could not believe it. She said she first sent the video to Tim. Tim called immediately. She said Tim called immediately, but she could not talk. She was just out of it. She said she was sweating real bad to Her shirt here was wet, and her crotch area was wet. The back of her shirt was wet. She felt very faintish and lightheaded. Here go Brenay. Unbothered. Y'all don't think the jury sitting over there, when I tell y'all, like, I'm watching the jury mood, I'm watching everybody's mood, behavior. Here go the mama. Got on some glasses, right? The mama take the damn glasses off and hold them up in the air like this. Lakeisha. She holding the glasses up like this. I wanted to say, MF, or put them glasses back on, because you see. And if you don't see, you hear. Your daughter is a HOE. I don't know why she took them glasses off, because she did not want to see that screen. Or what your child did. You heard him. You heard your child sitting there saying that while she married to her own husband, that somebody else's husband make her PUSSY throb. Very nasty, very disgusting. So Akira did not have cameras in her house. That's one. Number two, Akira was not looking for anything. It found her. Do you hear me? It found her. And from my understanding, this was happening like around December. She just found it January. She found it in January, or she saw it in January. It populated, it pulled up in January. She did, and so she asked, that was how her emotions was with Tim. So they asked her, well, what were your emotions with the defendant? Talking about Brenay. And she said, numb. Numb. Because why would you want my husband when you have your own? Didn't I tell you that? Why would you want somebody, like, literally? I said that. I'm pretty sure, Kira, I said to y'all that I'm pretty sure Tim had said some things about Brenay where she never saw Brenay as a threat because of that, whatever he said to her. And number two, because Brenay had her own husband. So no, she wouldn't, possibly mess with my husband. But baby, little did she know that was far from the truth. That even though she had her own husband, she still wanted your husband. Open up the chat for discussion. I'm not letting nobody come up on the panel, but I want to read some of you guys' comment and then clear up anything that I may have said that y'all don't understand.
Goddess, one quick question too. They asking about the whole Corinne situation in court.
So so when the how this went, hold on to y'all questions. Hold on about the questions, you guys. Hold on, because I don't want to miss y'all questions. So basically, at some point, Akira and Devin had a conversation. And it's alleged, and I'm going to say this, but then I'm going to explain it too, why the judge cut it off, okay? Not cut off the video, but cut off the conversation as it relates to when Akira went to talking, and I'm going to tell you why. So she say, Devin provided me with a video that Corinne recorded of Tim talking about, and when she said Corinne, I was so shocked. Brenay had said, objection, Your Honor, hearsay. He said sustain. So she couldn't talk about it. So then Robin asked another question I can't remember. And Brenay says, Objection, Your Honor. And he said sustain. Them the only two things I ever heard the judge say. From yesterday, between yesterday and today, she had two things she objected to that was sustained because everything else was overruled, 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 overruled. So we did not get into the details of that video. Now, will we get into that video? I'm almost positive that we will. But right now, the judge won't say anything. Won't allow her to talk about it because, like she said, it's hearsay. Now, I feel like where the video is going to come and play a part is when Devin is put on the stand. That's when I believe that the video will actually be put into place and Robin will be able to ask Devin about those videos because that's not hearsay. If he had physical custody, if it was in his possession, if that was actually within his possession. So I don't think that she can say, well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But it is video evidence, that was said that of Corinne talking to Brenay. Corinne talking to Tim. No, y'all, we have not even made it into, like, this is why I say I feel like this is going to go on. Hopefully it can be wrapped up by Friday. I pray to God it can be wrapped up by Friday because we are still on Akira, and Kira has not even been cross-examined by Brenay. By Brenay.
Real quick, I want to say this
Hold on a
too
second.
about everything. When it comes down to this post that Corinne posts on Facebook about the truth and all that, and we run it with a narrative, that's old. I know a lot of people are just now coming into the situation because it's a hot topic and trial is happening, but that is old. Corinne haven't talked about that girl like physically in probably like a couple of months, maybe a few months. But other than that, that post is old. It's old.
What's another question? How does Renee have 2 million followers still? I don't understand. I don't know. Someone said unfollow. Emotional intelligence Stephen can post about Akira has been deleted from Facebook. I know she deleted it. Somebody got it. Somebody got it. When does Devin take the stand? I don't know. What was Tim's reaction? He was shaking his head. He was more like this, shaking his head, or he was laid back like this, and just like the way Tim talk is the way he texts. That bro stuff that he say, he was saying that in the text messages. How was Akira? Hold on, y'all thing going fast. How was Akira holding up considering the circumstances? Very emotional. She had it was like an emotional roller coaster. There were times where, Akira's so light skinned, so it was more of this is how she was on the stand. When she first got on the stand and they asked her to describe her relationship with Brenay, she just immediately turned like this and she was crying, and then she whispered, she was saying something, but wasn't nothing coming out of her mouth where she was mouthing something.
Goddess, what about the reaction between Devin and Tim?
So Devin was sitting there and, he was more like, looking. And when stuff was coming out, he was more like, laughing. But then emotions would just change. And then it was like him being like, I don't really want to say mad, because like I would say, I actually thought that maybe Devin was shy. He said he's not shy. It just takes him a minute to warm up to people. But I know he was like laughing, and because the stuff don't make no sense. And I don't think it was a laughter like it's funny, but you know how like it's just sad, like disbelief kind of shock. Yeah. Akira's still on the stand. Like I told y'all, there's 50 videos and we're on video number 2. Yeah, it's like more of a defense mechanism. Oh, y'all coming's going too fast. Slow down. Slow down. Can somebody grab it? Oh my gosh. Oh, y'all. I can't look. Hold up, y'all. Please slow down. Please slow down.
I have one for you, Goddess. It says, has Tim showed emotions towards Akira?
The only time that he showed emotions, like at first he was just kind of like nodding his head in the beginning about the 5-year vow renewal. He kept denying, like shaking his head no, like he was not in a happy marriage. And I love the way that Akira, talked about that, because she stated, in my eyes, she said, in my eyes, I felt like we had our marriage was good. You know what I'm saying? She felt like their marriage was good. And so there were times where when she talked about their marriage, you can tell like that their marriage was good. That's how she really saw their marriage. The time when she said that she risked her life twice to have their children is where I saw a different side of Tim. So she goes in to talk about giving the process of going through her birth with her daughter. She stated that both of her pregnancy were high risk. She stated that the doctors had basically told her that one of them was going to literally pass away, if not both. So her daughter made it, and they showed a picture on the screen. When they showed the picture on the screen, it was a picture of Akira in the operating room where she delivered her baby via C-section. And there's a picture where there's Akira's head, and you know how they put the baby there, and then there's Tim at Akira's head. They asked, well, who is this? And she states who it is in the picture, right? Robin, so then Akira says, I really don't remember. I don't really remember that moment. She said, because I was in and out of consciousness. She said I was going in and out. And she said, y'all, this was so, like, I get chills just even repeating it. She says, I was supposed to die. She said I wasn't supposed to. Oh, gosh.
Take a breath, Goddess.
Whew. Y'all, when I say it was so emotional to hear that girl describe that moment, that the doctors was just absolutely certain that one of them weren't gonna make it, if not both. And that girl was like, I don't remember that moment. And she was like, because I was in and out and I wasn't supposed to make it. That was the first time I saw Tim do this right here. Tim dropped his head and he held his eyes. I knew he got teary-eyed. Like, that was insane. The second time, I'm going to say that he had a moment that actually touched him. And that was when they started displaying the picture of him and his children. When I say there's so many pictures that shows that Akira and Tim were very family oriented. Like, this is stuff you can't make up. This is stuff you can't make up. And she said that my family, we believe in two-parent household. And I am a statistic that my children are being raised in a one-parent household. She talked about how the children were. They're 6 and 4. She talked about how when Tim left, that the kids was asking for their daddy. She got very emotional talking about that. She said when Tim, and listen, this was something because I read it in the court documents where she said that he was a loving father. Now, this is the thing. Prior to Brenay coming in, she talked about how Tim helped with the kids. She said he helped with bath time. He helped. He was helping during that time. Prior to Brenay coming in, and she said that he started pulling more away from her, and then he was becoming more closer to Brenay. And she would confront him and tell him that, he's spending too much, time over there. He's spending too much time with Brenay. Where he was starting, she said she used the word, she said, I spoke very firmly as a wife, where I expressed, that you're slacking. That's what she said. You're slacking. You're slacking as a husband. She said Tim would help with bedtime, bath time, spending time with the kids. She showed pictures of him, with the children. That was a moment that was really vulnerable as it relates to, the kids. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that at all. I'm not going to talk about that part at all. Y'all hear from somebody else's mouth, you ain't going to hear from mine. I'm going to leave that part out. But she talked about that. She talked about, what was it? Tim used to wash the vehicles, and he would help. He would help. And during the time that Brenay had started, coming around more and doing things, and he started pulling away from her, Tim stopped doing bath times. He stopped his responsibility. She just consumed. Brenay just started consuming all of Tim. Do you hear me? When I say what they call it, a succubus, like literally, just that's the only thing that I can literally think of.
Goddess, another question that's keep getting asked as well is that are you going to stay through the whole trial even if it's over? Like it's over Friday, like past Friday.
I'm not gonna stay past Friday, but if it go to Friday, my plan is to stay to Friday and leave Saturday.
Okay. Another one was I know a lot of stuff hasn't really came up yet because y'all still on Akira and she just started in the beginning. Was there any point of time that they bring up that Akira knew that Brenay and Tim talked in high school?
Um, if my memory serves me correctly, No, she said that she didn't know anything about their past relationship. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit more context to that because Tim and Brenay dated at the age of 14, right? So I think this was before they got into the high school stage. Before they were high schoolers. Or before they all started attending school together from what it seemed like. She said that she knew nothing about their history as relates to that. If my memory serves me right. If I'm wrong, I'll come back and clear that up and correct that. But from my understanding, when she was talking, that she did not know anything about them, and that Tim, and this is where Tim got mad, because she said the way that Tim depicted Brenay was that they were hot in the ass. Her and Corinne was just basically hot in the ass, and they did sexual favors. Nothing about the teeth has come up. They did sexual favors, and then she said he wanted to he said Tim wanted to connect Brenay with Devin, so that Devin can get a good nut. Tim stormed up out the room. The hospital incident was mentioned on yesterday, but not with the juror. We haven't talked about that yet. I can't. Y'all give me some more questions, see, because it's moving so fast.
Okay, I was going over to.
No, it's like that. I don't want it. Like, I don't know. I'm really not clear as to like if Akira really knew or if she didn't know. But it sounded like she didn't know. But the way that Tim depicted them, it was like she probably really didn't know.
A quick question: did Tim or Brenay knew that Akira was pregnant with her third child?
Akira didn't even know. So I don't know if they found out when she found out that after she lost. I'm pretty sure that Tim knew. Tim knew because he didn't ask the prize. I don't know if Brenay knew. Hell, we didn't know. If Brenay knew, then I'm pretty sure Tim had said something to Brenay. I feel like if she did, that's probably how it went. But that part did not come out if Brenay knew. But I'm pretty sure Tim knew because, like Akira said, she said this statement that Tim was her best friend and they talked about everything. And she said that I couldn't talk to my best friend because he was the one who was hurting me.
Okay, can you lay this whole Corinne thing to rest? So everybody keep asking about Corinne. They want to know, is Corinne going to come in to get a DNA test? They want to know if Corinne is going to get talk on the stand. Is Corinne? They want to know about what is Corinne going to do.
Corinne is not talking on the stand. No, Corinne is not a witness. No, Corinne has not been subpoenaed. No, there's no DNA test that's going to be done. This lawsuit is strictly about Akira and Brenay and Tim, and Devin comes into play because he was married to the defendant. So there's not going to be anything as it relates to Tim and Corinne having a child together. I'm not sure. No, we did not talk anything about any teeth. That has not come up. Y'all, we are actually, I know we're day 2, but we're actually just getting started. So that's what I'm giving you guys is all that took place in court. That's the only thing that has taken place in court. Tim's mom reaction was pretty much like this. You know what I'm saying? Lakeisha is the one that I am literally shocked at. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm shocked at Lakeisha. I'm just shocked at Lakeisha.
Goddess was
He,
Tim dad was there.
no, Tim dad. I have not seen Tim's dad. Because Akira, when she talks and she talks about family photos, they asked her to identify those people. The only people that she was able to identify who was there was Mike, that's Tamika's husband, Tim's stepdad.
Yes, Devin will be testifying. He was subpoenaed. Some of these questions is kind of like repetitive. Sorry, y'all.
Imani, she came in late. It was just Tim's stepdad that she talked about, identified Imani and his mom.
Does Brenay have to produce a marriage certificate to Tim?
So what?
Does Brenay have to produce a marriage certificate in court? Like,
Not that I know of. They asked. Listen, they asked. Okay, so um, this was kind of funny, and I know Akira really wasn't trying to be funny, but you know, I guess that's just like her little personality. So she was like, Robin asked her about Brenay being married to Tim, and she say, I haven't. She said no, I haven't seen any evidence of that. And she said basically no marriage certificate. She has not seen anything herself. She said people have sent her stuff, have sent her videos, tag her in videos, but she was like, I have not seen it. So because she have not seen it, she don't acknowledge it, and she acknowledged Brenay as Kennard. The judge acknowledged Brenay as Kennard, but then he apologized because, you know, he said there's no disrespect to your name. I understand, Your Honor, because on her paperwork it's Kennard. Now, Akira did disclose while she was on the stand that Brenay was supposed to legally change her name to Mayo, that they was actually planning to go where she would change her last name to Mayo, and she said, I don't know if she ever did. I can answer that question. She didn't.
okay, one more, another
Yes.
one, got it.
So wait, hold on one second. So yes, Lakeisha tried to intimidate Devin, and she tried to intimidate us, and it was just so crazy because I just like when I say for her to be a woman of God, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the best way to handle situations, even if you feel away, is to pray. This is what she did, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly, because when I say I was literally watching, everybody else watching. She was like this, and then she was looking so long and hard. Hell, I ain't know who she was looking at. She was looking at Devin, Oliver, shit. She was just looking. This is how she looking. Hell, I thought she was doing a mannequin challenge in the courtroom. She was looking and staring so damn hard. I thought she was doing the mannequin challenge. You know, the TikTok mannequin challenge? Yeah, she was just... So she was looking, I looked, and I mean, the motherfucker didn't even blink. She was just like, with her hand like this, just looking. So, I ain't know, I never looked to my right. I smiled at her. She was looking so damn hard. You know how you can tell somebody looking at you? She was looking so hard till I looked at her and I just started smiling. So when she would stop, I stared at her long enough. So I said, "That's what I winked at her." Oh, I'm finna get ready to get off, y'all.
Okay, y'all, about those teeth, y'all keep putting teeth in the comments. So
Oh,
many
they
teeth.
shocked. Some of them never heard about the teeth. So Kira said she was finding teeth around her house. And I did hear a video where Tim said that Tim said that the dog teeth was falling out. So that's where the teeth thing came from.
Okay, they said, so now that Akira's on the stand with Robin, will Brenay have her will Brenay do her cross examination with
Akira will do
her
her.
tomorrow?
No, she gonna do her cross examination when Robin get through talking to Brenay, and I mean get through talking to Akira, and I don't know if that will be tomorrow. I don't like listen. I promise y'all, I don't even know if that will be tomorrow. And the reason why I'm saying, because listen to what I'm saying. I thought we only had 100 and something exhibits. Shit, the day they said 200 and something. Like I don't know how many exhibits they have, but I most definitely know they have 54. Not 54, 50 videos, and we only done 50. We got 48 more to go. We have I don't know how many exhibits there are. It's a lot. Does Brenay have any evidence? We don't know. We're gonna find out though. Are the photos?
When did Tim walk out the courtroom, Goddess?
He walked out the courtroom when Akira said that Tim wanted to hook Devin up with Brenay so that he can get a good nut. Okay, somebody asked me what happened with Tim, mom and Kira's auntie. So they was talking about the case, right? I can't tell y'all what was being said at that moment, because all I saw was on the left side is where Tim mom sit. I'm right here on the third row, and then there's two long rows where there's Robin's law firm, her team. On the second row is family. So you have family here, Akira's family and stuff, and then you have us that's sitting behind them. Was still, what did I say? Okay, you had us. So this is me right here. I'm the first person on the third row. There's a person right here, and then right here, there's a person here, then right here is Akira's auntie. All I seen was, it was so much. I think Akira, I don't know if she was crying or something. Tim mama gets up, Akira mama auntie gets up at the same exact time. Like, it couldn't have been worse timing. Do you hear me? Listen to me. It could have not been worse timing. I need to see what I'm gonna demonstrate this at. I'm gonna have to put my boots back on. I'm finna show y'all. I need y'all to have a visual. Tim mama had on some crossover sandals. She had on like these crossover sandals. Not like these, but this about the best I can do. So it was a young lady who was outside when we went on our 20 minutes recess because of, it was too much. They got up at the same time. When I tell you, they didn't mean to get up at the same time, because like I said, she was on this side and the lady was like right here. That's the auntie that I had talked to on the live. So when she got up, they was both rushing out the door. And all of a sudden, commotion just erupt outside the courtroom. Baby, When I tell you Akira mama, baby, she flew. Cause that's her sister. Baby, let me tell y'all this. Akira is the little soft one. Her mom and daddy raised her right. She's soft. They raised her to be different. Akira mama very professional, very classy, very demure. But I think she got a little down in her. Do you hear me? I think she is in her. I think it is in her. It most definitely in that damn sister. I don't know if she the big sister or the little sister, but that auntie. But I'm gonna tell y'all. So listen. So the girl who actually witnessed it said, Goddess, I gotta talk to you about what I saw. Now this a witness. I ain't witnessed nothing. So I'm gonna tell you what the girl told me. She said, Goddess, I got to tell you what I saw. I was out here when it happened. She said they got into it. She didn't know. She said first she thought they was together. And until she saw them edit. By the time she realized what was going on, baby, she said, Akira auntie said, bitch. And put Tamika, said, knocked her out her damn shoes. Caught her back. The girl said, Goddess, Akira auntie caught her by the neck. She said she shoved the sofa back to the damn wall like this and said, Tamika said, I ain't put my hands on you. She said, Goddess, she shoved out her shoes. I said, damn.
Goddess, before you sit down, they want to know the reaction that Lakeisha had when she saw that video that video of Brenay and Tim in that bed at Akira and Tim house.
She had them glasses on. She took them glasses off, and you know the glasses have the arms. She took them. She's sitting there because we on this side have a screen. Well, so on this side, on the left side, the juror is sitting like this, and we're sitting like this facing the juror, right? So the juror sitting like this. It's like a big ass screen. I'm talking about it's big. And they watching it play. Lakeisha sitting like this, but she on the other side. But she can see. Also, too, there's a screen that's in front of them for the people who cannot see the big screen. There's a smaller TV screen that's hanging out the ceiling, right? So everybody can see. Everybody. No matter where you're sitting at, everybody can see it. Lakeisha took them damn glasses off. And she held them things in her arm like they're trying to act like they were dirty. You see it. She tried to really act like she couldn't see.
Goddess, that is crazy.
When Robin got up to do her open statement and she started talking about them, talking about, Brenay, she got up. She come back. She still talking. It was so rude and disrespectful. And literally, like when that incident happened in the hallway, and I had told them, I said, I've never seen people just enter a courtroom like in and out and go as they please. Like, we don't do that in our courts. The bailiff stands at both doors and they lock them. Nobody is coming in they'll unlock them when we're in between cases, but when we are in session, when court is in session, baby, she tell them, unless she sends you out for something specifically, and she has done me like that, to go, question a witness or ask a witness a certain thing to get their response and come back and talk to her about something, especially if it comes to like dismissing a case, baby, that's the only time you're going to enter and going out and entering in.
But he shut that down. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. It was so much traffic as it relates to, people getting up and leaving. It wasn't even TikTok. The TikTok community that's in there. It wasn't even TikTok. It was Brenay mama, Lakeisha, Tim, and his mama. Just up and back and forth. The only time that Akira auntie got up was that one time, and it was because it was so emotional that she just went out. But sister girl was so pissed off, she was waiting for them to pop out. When I tell you waiting for a moment, give me a reason to knock the out of you.
Goddess, real quick. Lakeisha is Brenay's mom. Yeah. Tamika is Tim's mom. No. Also, Goddess, they got a question. They said, why did they pick that slideshow for Brenay in the picture of Brenay?
Girl, when I said that picture, baby, I said, oh, I don't know who picked that picture. But I said, baby, they got the ugly ass picture they can find of Brenay.
Oh, God, Goddess, when I saw that video, I said, they picked her with the braids too. They even tried to get her like in a bad wig. Huh?
What video you
Goddess, that's been going around. I thought people were sending it to people. Told me that they sent it to you. Somebody recorded in the courthouse.
Gonna get all our ass kicked off. Do you hear me? Today they came back. Somebody been in there recording with some damn Ray-Bans on. But today, they gonna F around the fan now, because you ain't finna mess me up. You ain't messing me up. Big Show? Oh, no. Okay. No, that's good. So like Glow had a letter to the Supreme Court for them to record. So
yeah, I was about to say
that's where that picture comes from.
I didn't see Big Show. Somebody had a T page. I was going through pages and I saw a T page.
Those are approved.
But yeah, I didn't know Big
Glow
Show
is not Big Show, but they've been Glow. I think Glow had to go take Monet back to the airport, if I'm not mistaken, and Big Show stayed to record. So yeah, those are legit pictures. Yeah, Glow Mo and Big Show have the authority to record video, not audio. It's really Glow. So, but Big Show is helping Glow.
Who is Sherry Carter? Miss Carter. She would have to testify with Akira. Is that her grandma?
No, that's not. No, her grandma. That's not her grandma name.
Oh, okay.
No, Glow video would not have sound. Let me say this too. So a letter was written to the Supreme Court there in North Carolina. Here in North Carolina. A letter was sent to the Supreme Court to cover media. Okay? And so it was left up. So the response from the Supreme Court as it relates to recording this whole thing was left up to the discretion of the judge. So the judge did not allow live streaming. He did not allow audio. He told her that she can take the video, but the video cannot have audio. Okay? The video cannot have audio, and they can do still photos. So that's why you see that. Devin's mom was there yesterday. She wasn't there today. You say, what's the point then? A picture is worth 1,000 words. I don't know if you know that. Anybody ever told you that? Although you don't get to hear, you get to see body language. Like she can't record any of the jurors at all, period. But pictures are worth 1,000 words. It's like a painting. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't have audio, looking at that picture, I can tell you what was going on in that moment. Just like we sit there and are watching pictures of Akira with her then husband and her children, and she's able to recount certain moments from a picture. Like, don't ever underestimate the power of a video with no audio. Don't ever underestimate a still photo.
I'm about to say, even in that video, you could see Brenay. She was shaking her legs, shaking that pencil, looking like her. You could literally see her eyeballs from the
She done
side.
gulped down a bottle of water. She had two bottles of water sitting out. Everything is valuable, absolutely. And people don't realize that, because it doesn't have audio, y'all think it's not of any value. Baby, the way that they can go down, like her pictures pretty much literally can, like, people can buy her pictures. Those belongs to Glomo. Like, people can buy her pictures and actually put them inside of law books. You know what I'm saying? That's a moment that's captured that people on the outside do not have. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Hold on, y'all. Give Goddess a second. She's reading, and that's okay. Everybody take a breath. Sip the tea slow. Don't burn your lips. It's okay. I was about to say, but that video was a good video. I watched it kind of quick, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Just the quickness that I saw. She was upset. From the video that I saw, she looked it upset. I'm gonna ask that question. How Brenay looked when Akira mentioned that they were still intimate until April 2014. I asked that question. Big Show has a video on her page. It won't let me tag it, so it could be like her tag, but it's Big Show. If y'all want to, y'all could go through my followings. I don't have that many, and it's literally right there. And I believe she's even in my stories. I've been posting so much and reposting so much stuff all day. Wow, it's just literally, I think I'm a robot.
boy, I found some drink that I absolutely love. Somebody said, what a BAN? Yeah, Tim walked past Devin in the hallway. Listen, mind you, Devin has not made any contact with Tim. He don't bother Tim. He don't say it to Tim. Matter of fact, I'm sitting here and Devin is literally in front of me, like he's not sitting in front. Baby, Jody, y'all sitting there talking about damn Tim and Devin. Baby, let me say you Jody. Now I know that relationship was after Tim, but Jody, Mr. Jody, was sitting there. He directly in front of me, and baby, when I say he is locked in, and all I see, it did right here. I mean, like a pit, just.
Goddess, real quick.
That's a friend. I didn't say Kira's new man. That's a Kira's friend. BG.
Okay, they're doing
GoFundMe. We need to say GoFundMe for Kira is BG. What would possibly be the punishment for being bad once found guilty? She gonna have to pay Akira. That's the punishment. In this case,
quick question. They keep asking what was Brenay's reaction when they found out that
did Akira say that's her man? I said her friend. I did not say her man. I said Jody is Akira's friend. Until Akira say that that's her man, then I would say that's her man. But I have not heard Akira say that's her man. I heard her say that's her friend. So
Period.
That's that. Is Tim planning to take the stand? He's been subpoenaed. What you asked me? I'm so sorry, T. Can the judge?
No, you fine. They asked. I was just making sure you was done.
The jury. I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I think the jury determines how much Brenay's get. How much Akira gets, and then the jury is going to decide how much she gets, and then the judge would determine, I guess, like the attorney fees or something.
They asked what was Brenay's reaction when they found out that Akira was still doing what a wife was supposed to do with her husband all the way up until April 2024.
Y'all know, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly. Let me see if I can find it. This the only way that I can literally describe her emotions.
Somebody said they know the thyroid rides was wild.
Yes, you know. Ooh, somebody come. I should have did that, baby. Them eyes were.
Goddess, they gonna clip you for that. They gonna
You hear
clip
me? They gonna have me all over the place for that one. Listen, I should do this, but when I tell y'all them eyes were damn near about.
Damn, but that's why I do
This how
it
she
again.
walked out the courtroom. I don't think she wanted to hold Tim's hand, but I'm finna tell y'all. She walked like this. She was so mad. She was so fucking pissed off. She was so pissed off because she probably thought Tim was just hunching on her, but he was making out with his wife, baby, trying to put another baby in her. Texting her 3 and 2 o'clock in the morning. No, it's not 2025, y'all. It's 2024. Akira and Tim stopped fooling around in April of 2024. What you say? Will you stay the full trial if you donate $1 to your expenses? Baby, I gotta listen. I know y'all be thinking that I ain't got no job, baby. I work. I have a career. I have a career, y'al. Despite the fact
They said if that trial gonna last like Diddy, you need to be there.
baby, nah, I can't. Listen, I am so glad. Y'all know I had surgery in January, so I used up every ounce of my time. Every ounce of my time. I did very good because when I came back in April off of medical leave, and this is November, I may have used 1 day of personal. And my other time was like comp time that, I was taking off and doing, whatever. And so I had built up my time back just that fast. I built up my time back just that fast. And I'm still good. I ain't even used all my time, but I'm still good. Yeah, we're going to have to.
Goddess, I really want to ask you, we've been asking about